Hi everyone, so today's video is just going to be a super chatty get ready with me. I'm trying out my new Canon 70D for the first time, and if you look at this, if I move, it just focuses no matter where I am. If I hold up a product, it should focus. So exciting. So exciting! If you're not a tech nerd and you don't understand what all of this means, just know that this is going to make me making YouTube videos so much easier. Today's look isn't going to be anything new or exciting. I'm just going to try a bunch of new products and talk to you and see how I get on with this camera for the first time, seeing as I haven't used it. I didn't want to do a super complicated video or anything. Let's just start putting on makeup. I'm going to start off with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in the shade Champagne Pop. I was sent this collection, the Champagne Glow collection, a couple of weeks ago. Honestly, it's one of the most beautiful highlighter collections ever. Like, the formulas are insane and I really genuinely love them. So I'm just applying that Skin Perfecting base as my primer, and then I'm going to go in with foundation. So the foundation I'm going to use today is a new one. I've only tried it once before and I don't really remember what I thought of it. It's the new Touche Le Tint foundation. This is the shade B20. I'm quite pale at the moment, so it should match me. Oh, hold on, I can show you now. Oh, there it is. Can you see? The joys of autofocus. I also got my acrylics back, in case you were wondering. I really missed them and I just bit the bullet and said, hey, I'm going to get them back, and I love how they turned out. I think this is the most beautiful set I've ever had. Unfortunately, the girl who did it was extremely rude, so I won't be going back there, which is such a shame because she did a really beautiful job, even though she was rude as hell. So anyway, I'm just going to apply a couple of pumps on the back of my hand and apply this to my face with a beauty blender. Sorry if I have loads of red marks. My skin is really sensitive lately, and if I just do this, that will turn into a red mark now in 2 seconds. Really weird. So I'm just bouncing this all over my face. It looks like a really good shade for me right now because I'm not really that fake tanned, just a little bit, but not much. Really like how this foundation looks. It's giving me really nice coverage, but it's super glowy and healthy looking, and it's melting straight into my skin. It's not like sitting on top of the skin. I have kind of normal to dehydrated skin that gets sometimes a little bit dry and a little bit oily. It's kind of combo sometimes, but most of the time I'm normal dehydrated. Lately though, I've been feeling super dry. The weather here in Sydney has been really off, so I think that's affected my skin, and this foundation feels really hydrating. I can feel it's not bringing up any dry patches on my skin, and that's exactly what you want. Sorry if my lighting got a little bit bright there for a second. I'm still figuring all of this stuff out. I told you, I just did this really gently and it turned into a big red mark. My skin is just so sensitive at the moment. Okay, so that foundation has given me really nice coverage, and I love the glow, and you can also kind of see that the glow is enhanced by the Becca Skin Perfector as well. I've been using this technique lately that has been giving me a really beautiful glow to my skin that kind of comes from within rather than sitting on top of my skin. If you like to highlight quite strongly like I do, sometimes you can kind of see where the highlight starts and begins. It doesn't really diffuse and blend into the skin, but I've been doing this lately and I feel like it really looks like it's coming from underneath my makeup rather than on top. So I'll show you what I've been doing. I used the Becca base, that one there, and then I go in with the Shimmering Skin Perfector poured in Champagne Pop, which is this cream one here, and just with my finger I'm going to apply it right here, so under the brow bone and down the cheekbone, and you can apply a little bit here too, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm doing this before any concealer or anything as well on purpose because I feel like that will also help blend it out. Just a quick bounce over that with the beauty blender, but to be honest, it kind of just blends really simply with your fingers anyway. It's really nice formula. And then before I've done any concealer, any powder, anything, I'm going to go in with Champagne Pop. This is the Jaclyn Hill. You can see my computer and me. That's so weird. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette. Everybody knows about this. If you're in the beauty world and you don't know about this, please come forth out from the rock you've been living under. Come forth, join join us. Anyway, this is beautiful. That's all I can say. It is worth every penny. It's only like $50 in America, which is crazy. I got this sent to me, but I would buy it in a heartbeat. It's just stunning. The formula is amazing, the colours are amazing, and Jacqueline, you did an amazing job. But anyway, I'm going to go in with Champagne Pop and a bit of Prosecco Pop, but if you just have Champagne Pop, go in with that. I'm using that on a Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush, and I'm going over the areas that I applied the cream. And you can apply this pretty heavily because you're still going to powder your skin, you're still going to put concealer under your eyes, you're still going to do everything that you normally do, but doing this first for some reason has just really been working for me. And then just a little bit up here too. So right now it's going to look, woo, pretty intense, but it will just all blend together. Okay, so that is highlighting done. I love you. Now I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to try out the Toofaced Born This Way concealer. I was very lucky to attend a dinner with Toofaced recently, and they gave me a heap of their products to try, and so many of you have been telling me to use Toofaced products for ages, but I didn't actually own any. I think I owned maybe 2, but now I have heaps of them to try out for you, so I'm really excited. This is the Born This Way concealer in the shade Fair, and I've used this a couple of times already. I think it's nice. I personally really like a lot of coverage, and I feel like I have to pack this on quite a lot to cover the pigmentation under my eyes, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I just have to apply more product, but yeah, I don't know if I'm like on holy grail status with this, to be honest. I think it's really nice, I think it's really hydrating, I think it gives good coverage, and I feel like everyone will love this. It's one of my more used ones at the moment. I definitely would call it like one of my favorites at the moment, but it's just not perfect. I don't know, this sounds like I'm being negative about the concealer, but actually I really like it. It's just not my holy grail perfect concealer, but then again, nothing really is. I don't really have a holy grail concealer. Oh, the struggle is real. First world problems galore. Anyway, blending that in with my beauty blender, and I'm also bringing it up onto my eyelid as well, as per usual. So you can see it looks really nice. I'm still very hydrated under my eye. It's a very like creamy consistency. It's covered nicely, but I don't know what's missing, but it's not 100%. I would give it maybe 90% out of 100, which is pretty good. God, I must sound so picky. They have a really good shade range actually in this concealer. They have Fair, which is this one, and it's super light, but they actually have Very Fair as well, which is a super white pinky toned concealer for all of the super pasty girls out there like me. This is me with a bit of fake tan on. Like, I am the colour of this wall naturally, so I understand the struggle that is finding pale concealers and pale foundations. So try out Very Fair in this concealer if you can. So you see the way I've put my concealer on, but my highlight is still there, and the highlight has kind of just molded into my skin rather than sitting on top because I put on that concealer. Like, look, it just looks like it's beaming from within. Just so glad I started doing this. I don't know what happened to me one day that I started doing it, but it just really worked. Oh my god, I've been filming for like 10 minutes and I'm only on concealer. This is going to be the longest video of all time. I'm going to set under my eyes now using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. I'm still trying to figure out this. Here we go. There it is. I used to always set my under eyes with this. It's a super white bright powder that keeps your concealer looking really nice and bright, and I just kind of ran out of it and didn't repurchase it for ages, but I repurchased it again recently and I've been quite liking it. It just keeps that highlighted area really nice and bright and also adds a tiny bit of coverage. So I'm using the Zoeva Luxe Face Focus Brush to apply that. I really like the shape of this brush. It kind of just sits in here. I also like to bring that powder up onto my eyelid to set my concealer up there, and that will help my eyeshadow blend out really nicely. And now I'm just going to set the rest of my face really lightly with the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, and which looks like this. Actually, I keep forgetting to show you guys now that I can do this. Looks like, and it's all like colored-y inside. And I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Wand Ball Powder Brush. I love this brush. If you can get your hands on this brush, do. I will leave a link below where you can purchase it. It's just the softest, most beautiful brush in all the land. Some of this powder into the lid. See the way it comes out in 4 colours? I think that's really cool. Just lightly dust, and you'll see even though I'm setting where the highlight is, the highlight doesn't disappear. It just actually is helping to blend the highlight. You don't even know where it's starting, where it's ending. Okay, so I went and did my brows because I was filming a brow tutorial. I kind of went to town on them today, as you can see, but hey. So, just some lip balm. And we're going to start with the eyes. So I've decided today I'm going to use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I was sent this in the mail, and it's, first of all, it smells glorious, but it's really pretty on the inside as well. Hold up here so you can see some super beautiful colours in there. I love this one. Of course I do. It's a warm brown. I know a lot of people are upset that it's sold out right now, but as far as I know, Too Faced told me that they're re-releasing this palette in December, possibly. So December, something like that. So do not fear if you like how these shadows look on me. You will be able to get them again, so do not worry. I'm going to start off with this shade here on a Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush, and I'm going to pop that in and above my crease. I'm just using a Zoeva Luxe Soft Crease brush to blend it out. There's no product on this. On a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush, I'm going to use the shade Summer Yum. Oh, this is gorgeous. If I was an eyeshadow, this is the colour I would be. Woo. So this is going right into the crease and on the outer V. These shadows are really nice. They're very easy to blend. Just using a clean blending brush again, just to make sure everything's nice and soft. See this bit here? These are freckles. So if you ever think I can't blend my eyeshadow, promise you I can. These dots are pigmentation on my skin, and no matter what I do, they always show through. So promise you the eyeshadow is blended. Now on a flat brush, this is the Zoeva Smoky Shader. I'm going to take the shade Bellini, which is this kind of rose gold pink right here. I'm just applying that across my lid. Using the same brush, I'm just going to apply some of the shade Luscious over top, because I think it's kind of a little bit more pink than I wanted it to be. Better. And now I'm going to use the shade Peach Pit, which is this one here. I'm going to use that on the outer corner, using a Luxe pencil brush from Zoeva. It's not coming out. There we go. And then just for the lulz, while we're here, I'm going to use some of this black glittery shade Tempting on the very outer corner. My concealer is creasing. It's a really nice palette, very easy to blend for beginners. Really nice. Now I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline Eye Pencil in the shade Walk of Shame, which is a nude liner, and I'm just applying that in my waterline. I think I'm going to leave my lower lash line bare today. I don't often do kind of like a smoky look up top with nothing on the bottom, but it might be nice for once. I'm going to use this MAC Modern Twist Kajal liner in the shade Long Espresso. And I'm going to use that in my tight line, upper waterline, whatever it's called. This is going to be the longest video of all time. And then just a little bit here. Blend it in. Can you see that? It's transferred onto my bottom waterline. Why you do this to me? I'm just not going to deal with that right now. I'll deal with it in a minute. I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme Lash Multiplying Volume Mascara. Okay, I lied. I'm going to put the shade Puree on my bottom lash line. I'm using the Suiva Contour Shader Brush. And now a little bit of mascara on my lower lash line. I don't know what to do about that nude on brown situation. Just gonna go onto my face and we'll deal with it later. I'm going to use the Too Faced Sweethearts Bronzer. It looks like this. It's similar to the Hourglass shimmery bronzers, but not as pigmented. But I really like it. It's kind of more sheer and easier to build up rather than going straight in with heavy product, which I say a lot about bronzers. Like, I do prefer kind of like a sheer wash that I can build up over just like, there's all the product. So I'm just using my beloved Wand Ball powder brush from IT Cosmetics, dusting that around my giant forehead. Oh, baby hairs, go away. Down my temples. Kind of on the backs of my cheeks. And slightly under the jawline. I said that really weird. Jawline? Jawline. It's quite sheeny, but it's blending really nicely into my highlight. Look at that highlight. You don't even know what's happening to my face. That's the Jaclyn Hill effect right there. That's what that is. On the Bobbi Brown angled face brush, it looks like this. I'm using the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush. It looks like this. I probably shouldn't be using this because it's kind of shimmery and I have a lot of highlight going on here, but today I'm going to be a disco ball and I'm not going to apologize for it. I really quite enjoy the disco ball life. Can you hear that noise? My chair shaking. I think I'm going to have to make that lower lash line dark because the brown has just really gone into it. Just using that MAC eyeliner. Kind of makes it a little bit more smoky and evening. More evening-y than I intended, but what are you going to do? What am I going to do for lips today? I have 7,000,004 new lipsticks. And I don't know what to pick. Okay, I'm going to use the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick in the shade Me So Pretty.
like it.
I've just tried on like 7 lip colours and I didn't like any of them. I'm going to use the Maybelline lipstick in the shade Daringly Nude. And I'm going to use the Too Faced Lip Injection Glossy in the shade Spice Girl over the top. Woo! These lip glosses are really stingy. They're lip plumping, you can feel it like, woo! So this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today and getting ready with me. I hope you have a great rest of the day and I will talk to you again very, very soon.